Hey there, everybody. Hey. Okay, hold on just a second. I'm trying to make sure that I got this all put together. Don't you just love Facebook? I mean, I just opened up on my computer. I just opened up my Facebook here, and I was making such a horrible face. I was just making such a horrible face. Not cool at all. So, all right. I'm going to try to quickly move through this. This is not going to be one of those hour-long conscious coffees, FYI, because I have a noon appointment. So, thank you everybody who private messaged me about topics, and for those of you who decided to go ahead and share here on my wall as well. I appreciate that. I just decided that this morning that it would probably be a really great idea to ask what you guys wanted to hear about, because I have a ton going on in my head, and I had probably about 5 or 6 different topics, and I couldn't make up my mind. So I was like, I'm going to just see what everybody asks for and see how many people are aligned to whatever topic is in my head, because since I have so many to choose from, I was like, we'll see what everybody wants to hear about. And I think that we're going to run with the whole, as you can see, you know, moving into your today. It's really on change, it's on acceptance, it's on transformation, it's on, you know, just really accepting where you're at in life right now. So that is what this conscious coffee is going to be about, to some degree, I guess. Who knows, right? It's conscious coffee. It could be all over the place, and it's not conscious coffee today, by the way. It's conscious seltzer water. Yeah, so I was just doing this appointment with this lovely client of mine, and I feel compelled to share some of the takeaways from my perspective on the things that, you know, my client made me aware of in life. And that's part of the coaching process. Is so often people will come to us coaches and they bring us a certain level of our own stuff and make us very aware as to some of the things that we too need to be working on, or that we're dealing with in our life. And that's part of that raw, authentic coaching style that I definitely prescribe to, is that I realize that it is a constant give and take between my clients and myself, and that it is my role to kind of remain a few steps, of course, ahead of my clients, but to also stay open to what the universe, what my soul is bringing back to me through them. And it's amazing how often we tend to always be in alignment when we're really truly, you know, in alignment on things. And a lot of my clients will bring me stuff that it seems like all my clients are going through at the same time, a similar version of it, which is just, I think it's kind of cool. It kind of just tells you where the energy is at. But today, one of the things that kind of came up for me, and then once I got in here on Facebook, you know, I saw somebody had posted, and thank you to who posted this, about acceptance and change. And the acceptance and change comment, I'm like, you know, that just feeds into everything that I've been talking about already today. So I've spent some time on the phone with my brother talking about my mom's stuff today. And for those of you who know me, my mom's issues are like always ongoing. And for those of you who don't know, I have how old is my mom? She will be 85. She'll be 85 this May, and she's dementia. She went through 5 different concentration camps when she was a little girl back in the 30s in Nazi Germany. And she got bombed out of like 7 houses and all this different stuff. So you can just imagine the life that she's lived and the changes that she's had, but how that has brought her into the position that she is in today, and that how a lot of her events actually play a significant role in my brother and myself. And that was just that start. There was so much change that I have to kind of move into and embrace for today. And you know, today is always here. We're never outside of today. There's no such thing as tomorrow or yesterday. There is only today. So moving in today means truly to be always in the present moment, to really be here right now, no matter what here is presenting us. And sometimes right here today can present us some seemingly big challenges, right? Which, funny enough, I emailed a client of mine, an out-of-town client, and I know that he's going through a whole bunch of different changes as well. And I was just like, you know, I'm so proud of you as to where you're at, because you're handling the changes that could be perceived as obstacles in such a beautiful fashion. And how he's doing it is through acceptance, which was a comment that somebody had left, you know, like acceptance and change. We have to accept that change is the norm for us. No moment is ever going to be the same as any other moment. I always think of the old movie, the Disney cartoon Pocahontas, where she sings "What's Around the River Bend," and you know, mom here, right? So I've seen a few Disney movies, but she sings about what's around the river bend, and one of the things that she says in the song is you can't step in the same river twice, because it's ever changing, ever expanding, it's always moving. And that statement right there is among one of the most accurate statements for our life. And when you really truly look at it, we have to get to, if we want happiness, if we want harmony and joy, peace, connection, we really want to enjoy our lives, then the best thing that we can do is accept that you can't step in the same river twice. You can't. Every single day is a new day, but it is only today. And what we perceive as tomorrow, which will soon be today, is going to be a completely different energy. It's going to bring with it so many different things. It's what we can create it to be, or what we can just allow it to be, or what we can just accept it to be. And there is a blend of all of that going on. So there is the acceptance factor. We have to, some things we just have to accept. We just have to embrace and accept and just go, this too shall pass. I'm going to love you right through this. I'm going to breathe through this. This is just for this moment. It's just complete and total acceptance. The realization that you really have, for all the control that you at the same time have absolutely no control over any of it. In the aspect that you can't really change that the river is constantly flowing, right? You're never going to be able to get it to just dam up for you. Now you can dam up your energy. You can stop that flow of that energy to a degree. At least it's going to feel like you stopped the energy to a degree. You're going to feel constrained, constricted, restricted from different things. You're going to believe that things have just come to a ceasing halt. And in that ceasing halt, or that damming situation that you have, when your water's not flowing anymore, you're going to feel extremely challenged. You're going to see all the obstacles because they're now going to be floating around in front of you. And this is where you get to make some real true decisions. You can go and say, I'm going to try to, deal with all these obstacles, work harder. I'm going to look at them as obstacles, as challenges. I'm going to try to overcome them. I'm not going to let them get to me. I'm not going to be a victim to them. I'm going to survive these things. Okay? Did any of that sound good? And I don't think that sounded very good. None of that sounded very empowering. I'm going to survive. And I love this word. I'm going to survive. I'm going to survive. What does survive? No. Let's thrive. Let's thrive through this. Let's really truly embark on a thriving mission for our lives. And that comes in from taking responsibility for even the crap that's going on in our lives. Realize that Perhaps because you didn't accept certain things and you challenged it, because you decided that you didn't like the way that was going, so you decided to stop it up a little bit. You couldn't get into your own flow. You resisted. You leaned more into fear. You leaned more into anger, into bitterness. You didn't choose to forgive yourself. You choose to not give yourself space, love, attention, somebody else space, love, attention. Maybe you held on to something longer than what it needed to be held on to, which stopped up the energy. Okay? All of that is lack of acceptance. That is just holding it right where you're trying to force it to be and control what you cannot control. Now, I said that you can control it and that you also have no control over things. Well, you have no control over it because you're trying to stop it up and you're trying to hold on to, it's kind of like, I'm going to hold this air here in my hands for the next 5 minutes and it's going to remain the exact same air. Okay, because this is what I'm going to do. It's going to remain the exact same air. Nothing is going to change in this air. That's a bunch of bullshit, right? This is a bunch of bull. Because what? Air is still seeping in and out. It's not going to be the same air. There's like the same air in my lungs. That's not going to happen. There's a constant flow of air going through my body. My blood is constantly changing. My DNA is constantly changing. The same thing is true with our lives. So we cannot control overly in that way. But what we can control is that we can control our thoughts and we can control our feelings, okay? And what I mean by controlling your feelings is to control your thoughts, okay? Become more consciously aware of the thoughts that you are thinking. Granted, you are not going to be consciously aware of all of the thoughts that you're thinking. That's an impossible task, so don't even try it. But what you can do is you can become more conscious of the thoughts that you are thinking, that you're conscious of, and slowly gain more consciousness to your thinking as you go, okay? As you do that, guess what's going to happen? You're going to notice different things going on emotionally in your feelings. You're going to notice different things going on physically in your body, okay? You will start to feel subtle changes in your body. You're going to just feel differently. Become conscious of that. The more present you are in each and everything, in your thoughts, in your feelings, and the sensations in your body, then guess what? You're going to be able to make long-term decisions, long-term choices, change your river, okay? So if you're feeling like your river's a little bit stopped up, if you're feeling like you've got a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges going on, then it's probably starting right here in your own head. I'm trying to get comfortable. Sorry, guys. My foot is stuck on the other side of my desk and I was just so uncomfortable. Okay, so it's probably just getting stopped up in your thinking to begin with. You're focusing in on all the stuff that you really don't want. For example, I was talking to one of my clients today, and one of the statements that she made, she was talking about dating this guy and how much she absolutely adores him and like he is just such an amazing person. She was going on and on and on about all of his good characteristics, and then she made this statement, and here's one for you ladies out there and for you guys, because this is just our human nature, right? She said, I'm in love with his potential. I'm in love with his potential. And I listened to her, and I was like, and then I complimented her on the fact that she was conscious enough to realize that she was in love with his potential. And here's the thing that we do. When we're in love with somebody's potential, we fall in love with the possibilities of all that they could be and all that they might become. And when it comes right down to it, if we don't really truly love the person for who they are right now in this moment, the good, the bad about them, and recognize, hey, the stuff that we really, are not enjoying about them, if that is truly them at their core, then guess what? That's them at their core. Okay, that's just them. That's just who they are. John, yes, thoughts follow your beliefs, conscious or unconscious, and your feelings follow your thoughts. Yes. I saw somebody else posted something up here before I get completely down this relationship path of this really quick, and I need to mind my time too. Okay. Okay. Wow, whole bunch of people on here. Afternoon, everybody. Afternoon. So she was talking about falling in love with his potential, and that what she didn't like was the emotional immaturity that he had in the right now. and she had realized that. So she, even though it was an amazing relationship, she was just realizing that they were polar opposites in so many different ways, and that his potential really didn't matter, because she didn't want to wait around 20 years to find out if he was actually going to change all the things of today that she was not in alignment to find out if he could actually reach his full potential. And the sad truth is that we need to do that in so many areas of our life. We really do need to really become aware of, are we in love of what this could potentially be, or can we be in love with it right now? This can, it just plays a role in everything. It's definitely in relationship. But we have to, if you cannot love where you're at right now, then back to, what do we always have? Do we ever have the future? Are we ever really living in the past? Or is it just the right now? Because when you wake up tomorrow morning, what is tomorrow morning, right? For us today, what will tomorrow morning be? Tomorrow morning will be right now. Tomorrow morning will be the today of tomorrow, right? So you've got to love that moment. You can't love, oh man, I'm really going to love you in 5 years from now, when you've made it through all of that, when you've made those changes, when you've, recovered from this, when you're this, when you're that, blah, blah. Or I'm really going to love my work once I get through blah, 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 blah. I'm really going to love this about my life once it becomes boom, boom, boom. If you want your partner, you want to draw in that perfect person, you want to have that perfect career, lifestyle, the perfect house, perfect body, the perfect whatever, the biggest tip that I can give you on any of that, right down to like, I want to lose 10 pounds. You want to lose 10 pounds? Then fall in love with your body right now, right where it's at. You want to get toned and fit? Well, then fall in love with your body right now where it's at. Don't wait for something. Okay? Fall in love with it right now. If you cannot fall in love with it right now, then there's other things that you need to tackle and you need to work through. When it comes down to a personal level, like your body and everything, well, the only way that you're really truly going to successfully have the body, the health, the lifestyle that you want, is to really get right with what you have right now. Like really truly fall in love with yourself. But looking at relationship, looking at career, looking at, like life purpose work, all that kind of stuff. I get a lot of different people come to me and go, well, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what I want to do. I certainly don't like doing what I do right now. Should I change what I'm doing? I'm not saying jump ships on a relationship. I'm not saying jump ships on a job or anything. But what I am saying is that you need to go in and look at what you really truly love about it and what you truly don't love about it, and then look at it and say, what are non-negotiables here? Because if there's enough non-negotiables, which can, in my honest to God opinion here, is that if there's one non-negotiable on the list and you know that it is a core root that's not going to get changed, there's absolutely no way to change it, then it's a non-negotiable. And if that non-negotiable cannot be changed, because that's what it is, it's a non-negotiable, guess what that means? That's never going to be in alignment to you. Never, ever, 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 ever will it be in alignment to you. It does not matter how much you try to force it to be in alignment to you. It doesn't matter how much you try to handcuff it, change it, paint it, cover it up, put makeup on it, change the deodorant that it wears, whatever it is, you're not going to be able to change those roots. Okay? And if you are not in alignment to the roots of the person, of the career, of the life path that you think that it's your life path right now, then you need to just realize that it's definitely a time for you to say hasta la vista, because it's better to move into a land of completely open canvas, okay? Completely open canvas, and learn how to paint a new picture for yourself. Learn how to find new colors to paint with. Look for different opportunities and really get stuff that is in alignment to you, and start to do that creation work to call that into your life as to what you really want. Then trying to mold something that will always shake what you're doing to it off and do whatever it is, because it is its own, okay? So you cannot force, and this really, it's interesting. I'll tell you guys just before, I've got just a couple minutes before I gotta go, but yesterday, after I did conscious coffee, wrote my article, which you guys probably saw, and all that good stuff, because I was just on this whole rant yesterday about about being offended and everything, and how that gives our power away. So anybody who did not catch yesterday's Conscious Coffee or my article, you offended me, it's all your fault. Definitely go back, because I think that there was a lot of valuable points in that, because we really take things a little bit too serious, I think, on that, and really give our power away. But after I did that, I went and I was sunbathing out in my backyard, because it was just like so nice and sunny. So I was just like, I'm going to tan it up just a little bit, so that, you know, as I hit the beaches later this year, that I won't be the color of my shirt right now, right? So I'm laying back there, and my 6-year-old and my 4-year-old, they are getting ready to go bicycle and trike riding and everything. So they're getting helmets and knee pads and all this different stuff on. And my 6-year-old, he puts on his little brother's helmet, and he puts it on, and he's just like, all right, I'm going to wear this. And Rowan, my 4-year-old, he's like, that's my helmet. Santa gave me that helmet. And my 6-year-old goes, Rowan, sharing is caring. And everyone's like, I don't care. It's my helmet. It's my helmet. Give me back my helmet. You know, and they're like over there getting ready to have a fist fight over the helmet that's on my 6-year-old's head, which is his 4-year-old brother's. I, meanwhile, trying to prove that this really is Rowan's helmet, because Gabe and is also telling me, my 6-year-old, he's like, Mom, this is my helmet. Santa gave it to me, and they're having this argument and all this different stuff. And I had to go back to Christmas and show them actual Christmas pictures as to whose helmet was whose. And Rowan was correct. This was his helmet. And then, of course, Gabe's like, well, sharing's caring. And he looks at me, yeah, Mom, isn't that right? Sharing is caring, right? He needs to let me have this helmet. I can wear his helmet because sharing's caring. And my message to him was, I just looked at him and I said, honey, yes, sharing is caring, but that's only if the other person wants to share. That's only if, you know, like, you can't force somebody to do something like this. You can't take something that is theirs and say, well, you need to share this with me because I said, and it's caring, so you should care. That's not cool, right? And everyone was just like, it's my helmet, it's my helmet. My point is that, you know, we really try, and what we do as adults here is we try to get other people to become and do what we want them to become and do, not necessarily for them, but for us. And we truly believe that they would make these changes and do these things and really want it for themselves if they cared enough for us. Much like my 6-year-old, sharing is caring. You know, his brother should give that helmet to him if he really loved him, right? If he really loved his big brother, then he should just let his big brother have his helmet. And he got the reality check that, yeah, Rowan loves his brother, but he's not sharing his helmet. And that you can't force somebody to do something that is not in them. Okay, so for us, again, back to the non-negotiables, back to, you know, just the acceptance and the change. We have lots of turbulence in our life, lots of transformation, lots of change that happens, and we have to learn how to kind of accept the ever-flowing stream of our life, and to realize that the only way through it is to love the moment, is to embrace the moment and to completely accept it. And if you want that river to change, if you want it to become cleaner, clearer, you want to, you know, bask in it a little bit more and really truly enjoy it, then the way to do that is to become extremely present in the moment and to love that moment for what it is, no matter how challenging it might be. And the people and the situations that come to us, look at the roots of them, because if we can't get on board with their roots, then it's definitely not a tree that we should be enjoying the shade of anymore. We need to let that tree go, and that's just where it is. Once you really come into the awareness that the roots are not in alignment to your roots, that's where you have to just go, okay, this too has served its purpose. And when you get to that, this too has served its purpose, realize that is true acceptance. That right there is the true acceptance that is needed, that so often is so hard to do, because sometimes we have to accept that we do have to say hasta la vista. Sometimes we do have to accept that somebody's not going to change. Sometimes we do have to accept that we have no control over anybody else but ourselves. Okay? So, there you go. I don't know if that's what whoever it was that was asking for acceptance and change was hoping for, but that's what came out today. Goodness. And a whole bunch of other people are on here. Hello, Paul. Hi, Crystal. Alexandria. Manuel. Oh, goodness. A whole bunch. Hi, Steve. Monica. Tom. Scott. Addison. Yeah. So, I will be on tomorrow for probably Conscious Coffee in the morning, FYI. I do have a whole bunch of things that are coming out. I'm not going to make any announcements today on anything, so you're just off the hook on that. Just look for some cool stuff to come out. As always, stop existing, start living. You can follow me at www.kendalwilliams.com. If I said anything in here that touched you in any way, you know what to do. Hit the little share button, and of course that will make me happy. Like, make me happy. Don't offend me. Don't offend me and not hit the share button. I'm just joking. I'm so joking. I'm so joking on that one. Okay. No, seriously, but fucking hit the share button. Okay, yeah, and I'm not using this for promotion, obviously, because I just said the F word. Okay, guys, I'm off to go do an appointment. I will catch you guys tomorrow sometime for another Conscious Coffee. Love you guys. Catch you tomorrow. Bye.